Hey everyone, I'm Chris, and this is Cue the Credits. Welcome back to Cue the Credits, where we talk everything physical media, movies, TV shows, and the art of collecting. Today we're looking at a brand new release from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment, Sinners, the 2025 release, starring Michael B. Jordan from director Ryan Coogler. Depending on your taste, this might be one of the best looking steelbooks, or it just might be a straight no buy for you. So let's do three things. Let's break down the packaging, check out what's inside, talk about the film itself, and then finally ask that one crucial question. Does Sinners 2025 deserve a place in your collection?
Love you, brother. Be careful. I will.
Sinners is a 2025 psychological thriller from director Ryan Coogler, who you may know from Creed or the Black Panther series. Coming off the back of Black Panther Wakanda Forever in 2022, the buzz around what Coogler was going to do next was relatively high. He's had smash hit after smash hit, taking franchises and just making them his own, and where he was going to land and what type of film was on everyone's lips. And I must say, I am so glad that he got to go and run with an original idea, because Sinners is an absolute masterpiece. The fact that Coogler is not really a studio man, considering he's gone from MGM New Line for Creed to Disney Marvel for the Black Panther series, it's quite interesting that Warner Brothers gave him such a blank check on this side of things, but it really does show. All the money is left on the screen and in the speakers, and it sounds and looks incredible. So on to cast. Sinners is headlined by Michael B. Jordan in a twin role of Smoke and Stack, playing, as you can probably guess, twin brothers who return to their hometown. Along the way, they meet up with Mary, played by Haley Steinfeld, and Sammy, played by Miles Caton. Along with these three, you've also got a wonderful supporting cast, including Jack O'Connell, Wunmi Mosaku, Delroy Lindo, and Omar Benson Miller, just to name a few. This cast is absolutely stacked, and there are stellar performances from start to end. You won't be disappointed by watching anyone on this screen. That being said, this film is a little bit of a slow burn. There is a lot of heavy visuals that may not be everyone's cup of tea. Without spoiling too much, let's get on to the plot. Smoke and Stack, played by Michael B. Jordan, return to their hometown in hopes to start afresh. Unfortunately, they discover there's a greater evil waiting to welcome them back. And a tagline quite prominently used in the cinema marketing was, "You keep dancing with the devil, one day he's going to follow you home." And I'd say that gives you enough to whet your appetite on whether you do want to see this film or not. Now, if you haven't seen Sinners, please skip to this timestamp, because I don't want to spoil it for you. Now obviously we can compare Sinners to From Dusk Till Dawn from Robert Rodriguez and Vampires from John Carpenter. I think Ryan Coogler definitely took inspiration from these, but how can you not take inspiration from two absolutely brilliant vampire films? So let's get on to what you're here for, the Steelbook. So if we look at the front here, we've got Michael B. Jordan prominently standing in front of the barn doors there with the Sinners logo adorned in the flames. The Sinners logo is debossed on this, so it does look really nice. Fortunately, we haven't really got any spot glass or anything like that on the front of this, so it is relatively minimal, using that same cinema poster artwork. If we move on to the spine, we have got the Sinners logo in the same colourway as the front cover. And then we move on to the back, which honestly I'm quite disappointed with. It is just a continuation of the barn exterior, and for some reason Warner Brothers are starting to put all the credits on the bottom and the back of this. I don't know why. It's not necessarily needed, and getting another piece of artwork would be really nice, or there could be a multitude of screen grabs that you could use from the film. This film is beautifully shot, and just having the front of the barn is a little bit of a disservice to the film. Interior wise, we've got Smoke and Stack, and then we've got the two discs there, black and white guitar on the 4K, and then the standard blue. So could the Steelbook look any better? Yeah, it could. I think Warner Brothers phoned it in a little bit there. The theatre poster obviously looks great, and it's quite an iconic image, especially for 2025. But the back, like, why did we just carry on the barn thing? It doesn't even really match up. So it's a little bit confusing on that side of things. Is it going to look nice on the shelf? Well, yeah, the Sinners there does look nice, but if we put it over here, is it just going to blend in? It kind of is. It's not a standout like Coraline or Inglourious Bastards from Arrow, and it doesn't really shout front-facing Steelbook, which is a little bit disappointing, to be honest, because I really love this movie.
You twins? Nah, we cousins.
Now onto the feature presentation on these discs. You may have seen within the marketing machine of Sinners earlier this year, a video came out which was around about 10 minutes long, featuring Ryan Coogler talking around aspect ratios and how to view Sinners in the best possible way. First off, this video is great, and I applaud Ryan Coogler for actually taking the time and having that whiteboard and sitting down and going, right, okay, this is the best way that you can watch Sinners. And it was a great presentation on the joy and wonder of cinema. It even made me go, oh yes, okay, Mr. Coogler. It is only available in BFI IMAX to see it on the proper 70mm. Sure, it looks like I'm booking a train ticket to London.
We got us a problem now.
With this, and with the presentation of the film and the way that Ryan Coogler shot it, it had two differing aspect ratios that you could only really see if you went to a specific IMAX theatre. The worrying part of this is when a film gets shot this way and presented this way in a certain aspect ratio or a certain format, that when it comes to physical media, you're not going to be able to replicate that performance. And wow, did the internet erupt when it got announced that Warner Brothers was going to bring the full theatrical release with differing aspect ratios to the 4K and the physical media release. Whether you name it, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, everyone came together and collectively applauded Warner Brothers for actually doing this. So on these discs you get a variable aspect ratio of 276:1 and 178:1. You can see that picture expand and change ratios exactly the way that Ryan Coogler intended you to watch it. Along with this you get an absolute punchy Dolby Atmos track, and these aspect ratios and Dolby Atmos track is mirrored on the Blu-ray as well as the 4K. So finally, on the disc side of things, you get 5 special features. These are Dancing with the Devil, which is a making of Sinners, Deep Dive with Michael B. Jordan and how he became the Smokestack Twins, Spirits of the Deep South, which is a deep dive into the spiritual side of Sinners, and then finally the creature effects of Sinners. You also get some deleted scenes on there as well. Begrudgingly, there is no audio commentary on these discs, whether that be from Coogler and the production staff or Michael B. Jordan and the supporting cast. Though these special features on the various parts of the production of Sinners are really good and quite in-depth, I really love an audio commentary, and you get to hear a bit more of a personal deep dive on the film as you're watching it with those various either production staff or cast. I think it would have been a really great addition, and it's quite interesting that though they've put a lot into this disc with making sure that the various aspect ratios are on there, it's a little bit of a weird omission considering this is one of Warner Brothers' biggest releases of 2025, and an audio commentary shouldn't have been that much trouble to get.
We've been gone a long time.
So is Sinners worth picking up on 4K? Personally, I would say yes. I absolutely adore this film, and seeing it in the 4K format was absolutely beautiful. With the varying aspect ratios and that punchy Dolby Atmos track, I was sat there and I was a happy man. I think it's a really interesting film, and I can't wait to see what Coogler does next on this side of things. And it's also another, as I said, standout performance from Michael B. Jordan, as well as the supporting cast. It's a really, really interesting film, and aside from the visuals and audio, it's a really compelling story. As I said, that might be Marmite for some people, but I personally really enjoyed it. Now onto the presentation side of things, should you run out and grab this Steelbook? Fortunately, it has sold out in the UK and the US, and is on the current scalper bandwagon of being sold for a silly amount of money. Do you need to drop extra cash above retail for this? Personally, no. You don't need to get this Steelbook, though the front cover is really nice. The back's a little bit boring, the inside's fine. Like, it's not a Steelbook to write home about, personally. Am I glad that I got it? Yeah, it kind of adds to it, but The normal standard edition Amaray with a slipcover also looks really, really nice. Go pick that version up if you want Sinners in your collection. You don't need to be dropping double or even triple the retail cost on this Steelbook. So, final thoughts. Sinners 2025 isn't for everyone, and this Steelbook definitely is a little bit of a disappointment. But what's on the discs outside of the packaging is absolutely phenomenal. It looks great, it sounds great. I just wish the care and love that went into this film also translated for the physical media release of it. So let me know down in the comments. Are you going to be picking up Sinners? Have you already got this Steelbook on pre-order? What are your thoughts? Thank you for watching Cue the Credits. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you love physical media, or you just like to hear me talking about films, and I'll see you next time. Peace.